Yo, peeps, I'm a bit hungover and tired right now, which brings me to a new review, which is books review. Now, blitzed is a bit how I feel right now, a bit blitzed. I wanted to do it last few days, but I kept on getting interrupted, and then I had my morning smoky, and then I couldn't talk. So anyways, I'll do it right now before I have my morning smoky and just had a little bit of coffee, okay? So this is all about Hitler being on drugs and becoming a junkie, especially from 1941 to 44 to 45, obviously to his death. So this is not talked about in history a lot because what happened is that the Americans actually adopted a lot of the Nazi policies, if not all of them, especially the drug policies. Not only that, they got all the Nazi scientists, over 1,000 of them, to America illegally against the war laws, right, that they made up themselves, okay, just because they wanted to dominate anybody in the planet ever again. Which they succeeded with LSD. So that's the second book, which is Tripped, okay? That's this one, which I just started reading. But first of all, I've finished Blitz, because this was a way better read so far. Anyway, so, because I used to be in a trip, and I think that Tripped would be more my cup of tea. But the thing is, I didn't know anything about all this best stuff, man. All this speed stuff. Now, I don't really do this stuff myself, but back then it was pure, yo. It wasn't this crystal crap that people have nowadays, okay? This was the real OG stuff. And he had his own personal physician that within 10 minutes would come and give him an injection. Now, Hitler didn't really do that much meth. It was more all the Nazis and the soldiers and the tanks and all that stuff. And I only know about this because Joe Rogan wouldn't shut up about it. Everybody had all these, like, hey, you read Blitz? Oh, you got to read Blitz, 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 Blitz. In the meantime, I checked out one of my other favorite podcasters called Lex Friedman. Now, a lot of people hate him because he's Russian and stuff like that, but he's American. But there's all these conspiracies and spy stuff, blah, 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 blah. I don't buy it. Anyway, so he had him on. It was 4.5 hours, man. 4.5 hour epic podcast, dude. I don't listen to podcasts that long. It took me 2 days, bruv. Okay? But either way, I definitely recommend this because it's an eye-opener. It only really talks about the Americans at the end because then they came in and saved the day. And now the great heroes, the Americans. Oh, everybody loves the Americans after World War II. But in Cold War, that's when the corruption really, really started with Americans. So that's when they became the bad guys. But up until World War II, they're still the good guys, right? Yeah, I know my history now, so I can say that. Anyway, so the dude is actually German, Norman Ohler, right? He's a real German, doing real research, going into the archives and stuff like that, talking to all the real people, the real researchers and the archive people. So he went around Germany talking to people about the Nazis and the archives. And then in the trip, he went to Switzerland to talk to LSD people about the origins of the LSD. And then what happened? Well, it was a medicine, and then all of a sudden it was off the markets, and then it was just gone. And then it became illegal. And then Americans dominated world policy with their drug crap. Anyway, this is 3 minutes now, but I definitely recommend this book, yeah? I don't know if I'm going to do these reviews more often, but I'm just very excited about this guy. He's my favorite author this year. This book is like blown everything like out of proportion and, like opened my eyes. Let's put it like that. Because they're all on drugs. That's how the Blitzkrieg was won, man. Because they stayed up straight for days, okay? Can you tell an English guy drinking a cup of tea, oh, we stay up for a week? No. Can you be in a submarine for a week? No. Can Americans stay up for a week? No. But the Nazis did because they had the drugs, man. They had the best stuff. And that's why there's this book about it. Anyways, open your mind.